G'day guys, how are you? Welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. So I just went to go live and I've been sitting here for like 15 minutes already. And then it was like 10 seconds till live time and I didn't even have the camera turned on. And it takes a minute for the camera to turn on, so that's why I wasn't live right on the dot. But I was well prepared this time. For anybody playing at home who knows me, I actually managed to share the video before I went live, so I don't have to be sidetracked trying to share it while I'm trying to chat to you. Oh, g'day guys. G'day Nathan. G'day, who else is there? Alan? The up button doesn't work on this computer. G'day Chev. G'day Pete. Lazarus, how are you? Is that how you say it? Lazarus? Yeah. Gee, you guys were here pretty early, 5 o'clock. Oh, Nathan's sharing my videos. Have you got a hammer? You have. It'd be cool if StreamYard showed the hammers. G'day, John, mate. How are you? Alice Springs, very far away. I was actually having a chat to John the other day about where he's from. Some of the interesting local people around. GRB Aquatics, how are you? Cichlids Unleashed. Mapped. Anonymous aquarium lovers, man, I'm having a hard time reading today. Can you guys see that? Hang on, let me think about it. This side. Dun, 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 dun. The plant's in the way. Just there. Why'd the brightness just turn down? Come on, camera. There's discus. And they've got eggs. And it's the second time they've had eggs. And it looks like they're fertile. There's a few white eggs. The good thing about a few white eggs is that means that the rest are most likely fertile. I think they are. I can kind of see black dots, but it's kind of rude. I'm live here and I'm turning my back to you. So I actually got a green screen, guys. I ordered it online and then I actually ordered it before I thought of setting the camera up here. And then now I'm kind of like, today I was going to set up the green screen and then I'm like, what do I put on the green screen? So here I am with the real fish tank behind me. So I kind of didn't talk about that. So fertile discus eggs, can I raise them? I feel like I have the knowledge to raise them. I feel like I have the skill to raise them. I don't feel like I have the time to raise them. I can feed them at 6 o'clock in the morning and I wouldn't be able to feed them again until 5 o'clock at night. So I don't think it would work. The only way I could do it is if I figure out how to do an auto feeder that has real live brine shrimp in it. And don't worry, it's crossed my mind. I've even just thought about getting like a normal pellet auto feeder and like gluing a test tube to it, and the auto feeder just has an airline sitting in it with brine shrimp and it spins the tube and dumps it. But like, I don't know. I'm strongly considering it, but it would be tough. I think I'm going to have a chat to Carlos, Living Discus Perth, try figure out what the biggest distance you can have between feeding is. So the peacock bass, I got told that you had to feed every 3 hours, even at night. And I was only feeding mine twice a day. And I actually got them to like 2 centimeters, which is past that dangerous window. The only reason they died is because I ran out of brine shrimp eggs and I tried to put them on pellets too quickly. So the fact that I got told that they have to be fed every 3 to 4 hours and I was feeding them every 12 hours and they survived, I'm wondering if maybe discus can be the same boat. People say you need to feed them that often, but maybe I could get away with every 12 hours. The main problem is the pH. So I would have to keep the water soft. So basically, I would have to set up another tank in the house that actually runs off this water. So I was thinking I could set up a 2-foot next to it just here, and then the water just cycles out of the parent's tank. The only problem with that is because it's on canisters, if it pumps into the I'd need to figure out how to work out how to drain it. Like it would be a bit of a trick. So there's some huge hurdles if I want to try raising. Oh, and also the fact that they are 2 different types of discus. And I don't think they're like show quality or anything. So like if I did breed them, it would probably just be for fun, not for sales. But I think that was just a really long-winded explanation of my discus have eggs. So we're going to do a giveaway today. I didn't really explain it in the title well, did I? I was talking about doing an extra giveaway on the Patreon, but I think I'm going to just stick to my usual. Patreon is the first live stream of the month. Whether it's Sunday or Friday, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue on with the Sundays, to be honest. I'll probably keep doing them until I can find somebody to fill it, but I'm going to try and give it to somebody else and just do Friday night live. Pretty much my weekends are just too hectic. Like, I missed the weekend because of my box party, and then the next weekend I missed it because, or the next fortnight I missed it because I was away. Well, I was home, but I got home late the night before. I just think Friday's a better game plan. And I know that means late nights for anybody who's overseas watching, but I think most of my followers are in Australia, so I don't know. It'd be cool if I could just quit my job and then I could do weekday morning streams. That would be helpful. I had a drink, guys, and I've lost it. And there's no one else home to find my drink for me. What else is it? Oh, the giveaway. What an idiot. Anyway, I got so sidetracked then. So the giveaway, I'm just going to say, guess a number between such and such and such and such. Unfortunately, it's going to be Australian entries only. And it's going to be just a container of extreme aquatic fish foods. So, funny story. I messaged Ryan from Korean Pet Central today and I was like, can I give away a tub of extreme this afternoon? Do you mind sending it? And he's like, yeah, no worries. I was like, how many grams is the tub? And he's like, I don't know. Don't you know? And I was like, nah, I don't know. All my tubs are like 1.2 kilos. So between the person that owns the shop that sells the food and the guy that promotes the food every other day of the week, neither of us actually know how many grams is in the food. So we're going to go by size. The tub that's about that big, that's what you'll be winning. I think you can choose your own pellet size within what they have in stock. So like if you want the 1 millimeter or the 3 millimeter, right. All right, I haven't been reading the comments. Sorry, guys. I'll just catch up. All right, so Blake reckons Friday nights work great. I'm actually surprised nobody's already taken up the time slot, to be honest. It works well for me. If I'm going out at night, because I'm in Western Australia, I want to stream earlier because I'm ahead of the Eastern States. So 5:30 works really. Oh, Chef's come up with the numbers, 170 grams. That's because you've won so many of them. Yeah, so 5:30 is when I get home at 5, and I just think it's a good time. And if I do have plans on Friday night, I can be the other last. So like how many weeks ago when I went live on Friday, you guys saw I was all dressed up. So I got home at 4:45 or whatever. I went and had a shower, got dressed to go out to dinner, and then went live, finished the live stream at 6:30, out the door by 7, and I can go do my recreational activities. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lock it in. And I just think there won't be many weeks that I'll miss. Whereas Sunday mornings, I just seem to be doing stuff. But yeah, so I've got to talk to Aquamate about it. I know that when I took the slot, it was because he didn't want the opposite fortnight to him to be empty. So I don't know if it's this week or last week. Also, I've actually missed a Sunday because it's a fortnight. Silly me, can't remember which fortnight it is. And just like my recycle bin out the front, I forget that it's the fortnight. Yeah, even Blake's on board. The other thing I was thinking about doing was going on Thursday nights after Blake, but I think Fridays are better. If I go too late on a Thursday night, the East Coasters, it'll be in the middle of the night on a night that they've on a weeknight. It'll be too late. Beats football. So grand final tomorrow, hey? I'm going to watch it, but I don't actually know who's in it. Can you even call me Australian? We were joking about it at work today, and then I was like, so who is in it, to one of the guys at work? And he's like, I'm not telling you. And I haven't Googled it, so I still don't know. All right, so we're definitely going to lock in Friday. And I seem to get a few more watching. Is the camera in focus? Doesn't look like it. What's the camera doing, guys? Geelong and Richmond in the finals. I feel like I knew Geelong was. The one thing I will say, what I was about to say then, I think maybe YouTube's dropping the quality of my video, because in StreamYard on my screen, the video quality looks way higher than when I open YouTube. Oh, you know what? Bam. Game changer. I think. Let's see. Hey, now I can see you guys. Who would have thought? Turn lights on when you're on YouTube. Like, one of the number one rules is use lighting. Oh, so the night that the Eagles were playing was actually my box party. So there was like me and 3 other people outside, and then there was like 30 people piled into my lounge room watching the game. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Me and this camera, we're not getting along very well. And it's purely because I don't know how to use it. So I explain it in tomorrow's video. You guys will hear it twice because I'm going to say it now. Hey, Thirsty. So my camera's been really shaky, and I was starting to get upset. Like, I spent all this money on the camera, and my old camera, which was a third of the price, had better stabilization. I was having a chat to Blake about it, and I was like, yours look way more stable than my videos, and we've got the same camera. Turns out I had gone into one mode and changed all the settings, and then there's a little button on the back of the camera, and it product showcase it's called, and I kept knocking the button and not realizing, and when product showcase turns on, it turns stabilization off. So you'll notice in my videos, like one clip will be stable and then the next clip will be like shaky, and it was me bumping this button. So I've actually disabled the button, so hopefully from here on in the stabilization is better. And also the other thing is, I think when I'm filming, I maybe need to pay a little bit more attention to my screen and actually watch what's happening on the screen a little bit more. Because yeah, the old camera's got like 2 buttons on it, whereas this one's got like 20. So yeah, I'm trying to make it fail safe. I've like disabled all the shortcuts buttons, so all like the quick changes should be all right. A UV sterilizer safe for aquariums? Yeah, definitely. Heaps of people use UV on aquariums. I don't really see the need for a UV on aquariums. I've got one on my koi pond, which actually isn't on, and it hasn't been on for like a long time. It's on a timer, and the timer got wet and broke, and I just haven't hooked it back up because there's no waterborne algae in my pond. I think it's just that stable that the algae can't survive. But if you're talking about algae on the glass of your fish tank and you're trying to get rid of that, a UV sterilizer won't get rid of that. It only gets rid of waterborne algae, which you don't really get in a fish tank. And about like, they say that it kills off bad bacteria and stuff. I don't know if I believe that really that much. Oh, Matty D. Rumbles Ramble. That seems to have really stuck this week. I have seen it mentioned a couple of times before, but I've seen heaps of comments this week about it. So who's seen has anybody seen the koi pond with like the big keyhole shaped glass or acrylic viewing window? I'm waiting to be tagged in that 1,000 times. Yeah, Blake, UV costs a fair bit. That's one of the main reasons I haven't hooked the one back up on my koi pond, because it's 80 watts. Like, that's quite a lot of electricity. And I've read somewhere that UV can actually kill off some of the good bacteria as well. I don't know whether that's true or not. There's a lot of false information on the internet. But I will say this, when I started up my pond and it was cycling, the UV was awesome. Like, it killed the algae in a matter of 24 hours. Like, you couldn't even see the fish when it was doing its cycle. And I turned it on and it cranked. The pond went so clear. But now the pond is still that clear, and the UV's been off for probably 8 months. And I think there's the chance that like midsummer the algae will bloom, but I think I'm just going to leave it off and find out, because you know what I'm like, trying to save electricity where I can, and 80 watts is 80 watts. Oh, what have I missed here? Thirsty. 10 tomorrow, even though we're under the dog. I've missed something. Have I? What are you talking about, Thirsty? Blake and Anonymous have seen the pond. So yeah, I never really thought. I looked at like the architectural side of it and thought it was really cool. But Anonymous, now that you've actually said it looks horrid, thinking about it, it doesn't actually look great, does it? But it's an architectural piece, that's for sure. I really appreciate how well it's built. It's kind of like, have you guys seen the koi pond it's about 6 foot high out of the ground, and it's got like massive viewing windows. I don't like that pond because if you look at koi sideways, dead on, they're actually really ugly, the shape of them, and they look really odd. Because my windows are only 500 mil off the ground, when you look at the pond, you look at the fish diagonally, so they look all right. But if you go up to my pond and sit on the ground and look at the fish, they look really strange. So I wouldn't go with a high window simply because the fish look strange. Why don't you get a sponsor? A small tinny. Clear bottom boat. That would be pretty funny. So I'm actually going to get a TIG welder, and I want to learn how to weld aluminium and stainless steel. So maybe we could make like a little aluminium tinny with a glass bottom as like a little funny. Oh, Cats 10 win. Oh, that makes sense, Thirsty. Why would you want guppies in a pond? I've actually got a few guppies again. So I've never spoke about it on the channel, but Ryan from Korean Pet Central, this guy, he actually gave me about 20 bristlenose, and I get home and put them in the tank, and then like 2 weeks later I noticed little baby guppies everywhere. So I don't know, I think there might be endlers or like guppy endler crosses, like just like hybrids, but I've been feeding them. Why not? Koya best top down, yeah. Sorry, how do you say that? Koo? Man pronunciation. We don't get along. We're not friends. Everybody knows that, but cichlids unleashed. I've actually got first day cichlids. I got 3. One grew really fast. The other 2 didn't grow at all, to the point that I actually had to separate them. And now I've got one that is like 6 inches long, and I've got 2 that are 2 inches long. So my experience is not great. Bristlenose can have guppy babies. That's definitely not how it works. So about 5 years ago, I went to a friend's house, and he had a breeding pair of Feste, and it was like one of the coolest fish pairs I've ever seen. Like when they were in breeding dress. And I'll tell you a story actually. I used to have, you know, the inflatable swimming pools. I think they're about 5,000 liters. I got one of them, and it was punctured, so the air leaked out. I filled the border up with styrofoam balls, like the beanbag balls. I actually used a vacuum, put the vacuum, connected a pipe from the back of the vacuum, and I vacuumed up the balls and pumped them into the swimming pool. If you know the pool I'm talking about, you'll know what I mean. I wish I had YouTube then, because it would have been the funniest video. But anyway, I set this pool up, and I threw, I think it was like 60 Feste in there at 3 centimeters at the start of summer. And at the end of summer, I drained it and pulled them out. There was only like 5 left. They had all killed each other. Scott, I've got 1 centimeter neon blue Acaras. So I've got them off brine shrimp. I've got them on pellets. They're all surviving, which is killer. So I've got a confirmed batch growing. I don't really know what size to sell them. Do I still just sell them at 3 centimeters, I'm guessing? I've never sold dwarf Americans. But they are super cute. They're so cool. I love them. And I just get so excited when I breed something new, i.e. discus. I know it's near on impossible for me to do it with my work schedule, but I just want to do it because it excites me. With Americans, Feste, anything, Viha, not American, but similar example, Polini. I'm just going to breed them with dividers or cages. I can't, they're just so aggressive, like, especially Feste. I can't justify leaving them in a tank growing out together when I am like almost positive in my head that the male's just going to kill the female anyway. I think Feste might even be the other way. The females kill the male more often. What's the Viha? You know what it is, Blake. Go away, leave me alone. I'll go back to saying Bija soon. Scotty C, yeah, you can have a pair. Of course you can. I feel like they're higher quality than most. Is that true? Hang on, if I get out of the way. I'm pretty sure the blue is better than your average pet shop quality. I think so anyway. I might be a little bit biased, but anyway, so the point behind it, the ones that are in the fish room, I'm definitely going to give dibs to people who I know have the skill to breed them, if that makes sense. I want to get a few breeding pairs out there. I honestly will even give some to a couple of people I know for free if they're willing to breed them, because I've never seen any that bright, but I honestly haven't seen a great deal of neon blue Acaras. One thing that's going to be interesting to see how long they survive, because apparently neon blue Acaras have got a thing where they die young, so we'll have a look. Who's not eating? I've missed it. I'm having a hard time getting my Polini to eat. Yeah. Definitely worming. Are they new to you? Like, have you just got them? Because that also moving them. Basically, I would be looking at worming them, making sure your water's clean, and then trying food, but not too much. Don't foul the tank with uneaten food. If you get to like day 15, 20, maybe turn lights out and try leaving the lights off and feed them with lights off. Depending what size they are, they'll go like a month, if not longer, without eating anyway. Scott. Well, the pair that's in here, they raise the fry themselves. The only problem is the fry get eaten. So I wonder how big they would get if you only had a pair in a tank. Turns out I have a show tank of about 45 African sickers. Turns out one is female and holding babies in her mouth. She's an OB peacock. The babies were eaten. You've got 3 living. That's cool that you got 3 living. Just what I say to people when they have a display tank with breeding like that, just leave them in there, enjoy them for what they are, but just never sell them. You can't sell them. If you shut the tank down, don't sell them. You'll have to cull them. But if you're keeping them and you plan on keeping your tank for a long time, just let them be in your display tank. Oh, he's on bloodworms. So I don't feed my fish bloodworms. Pretty much for that reason. Because sometimes when you get fish on bloodworms, they won't eat anything else. And I can't be bothered paying for them. If you watch your fish eat, you're not sure what the fry are eating. You see all the crumbs falling out of their gills? They'll be cleaning that up. Anonymous aquarium lover. Have I ever kept shrimp? Yes. Yes, I have. All right. So if I actually figure out how to use this piece of technology in front of me, it could be tough. It could be tough. I used to keep shrimp, and I had a pretty cool setup. I don't have the photos on this computer, but if I go on my Facebook, and then I've got to find the photo. So basically, I had a 3-tier 4-foot rack, and it had 12 bays. So it was 4 bays, 4 1-foot bays, and then they were like staggered. The water flowed through the 4 foot, and the last chamber was like a collection chamber, and there was a Nautilus 2700 canister filter, and the canister filter, instead of just pumping back in, it actually pumped to the top tank, and it was kind of like a sump and a return pump, but it wasn't actually sumped, if that makes sense. Oh, this could take me a while to find the photo. I really, really want to find the photo, but because it's cool. I don't even know where it would be. I do. It's on my Facebook, but it's very slow. Welcome to Australia, where we've got the slowest internet. Third world countries have faster internet than us. I'll just keep scrolling for a bit. What can we talk about while I'm scrolling? So we've got to do a giveaway, guys. Angie's home. Can you hear her? Bang, crash, bang, crash. All right, let's swing back to the comments for a bit. Yeah, Scott. You can tell Scott's an OG friend because he actually saw the planted tank. It was actually the nicest rack I've ever owned. It was nicer than any of the tanks I've got at the moment. And I sold it, and then like for 3 or 4 years later, I tried to buy the rack back off the person, and I found out he took it home and tried to set it up, and he couldn't figure out the plumbing, so he never ended up setting it up, and the tanks got like stashed away in a storage yard and got broken. I was like, so it ran on a Nautilus 2700 canister filter. It had and it also had heaters, obviously, and a temperature controller that ran the chiller and the heaters, which back then was quite rare. It's pretty common now. We must be getting close. No. All right, I'm gonna find it on my phone, guys, and just show it on the camera because it's taking too long. I should be able to find it way faster on the phone. Cool thing about going live on the computer now is my phone's free to use. Ange just messaged me saying she'll find it. Yeah, see, my phone's way quicker. So I was like scrolling through these photos on the computer. I was only getting like 10 photos at a time. Oh, I accidentally Oh, check this one out, guys. This is going to turn into like photo sharing time. No, I don't want the caption. So if anybody actually wants to look at these, they're actually, this is on my personal Facebook profile. I don't know if it's hidden or not. Oh, taking the fish for a walk on the jetty. So I want to get the walking tank back out. What do you guys reckon? It definitely needs to happen. I don't know when. Look, Angie's just mentioned me in a comment. What a gem. This is why I married the woman. She's just walked in the door, got home, and straight at, oh, hang on, check it out. She mentioned me in a comment. It means I can look at it on the computer. How do I don't even know how to use Facebook on the computer anymore. All right, so I feel like I've hyped this photo up, so I want to actually show it on the screen rather than showing my phone. Save image as. Pictures, that'll be a good place. Now, if I click here, you got to bear with me, but guys, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% with all this streaming technology, but there's one way to learn. Go live, make mistakes live. Everyone can laugh with me, not at me, and then I learn how to do it. All right, so if I get that there. Dum, 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 dum. Okay, if I press this button, bam. Da, 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 da. There's better photos than that. That's when I first set it up and the plants were just starting to establish. P.S. Those floodlights from Bunnings, not Bunnings, eBay, don't ever buy them. Bunnings sell similar ones that look the same, but they're way better. All right, so now if I just press remove, yes. Da, 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 da. I did it. I've even got cool sound effects like Blake. No, I don't really. He's got like that little board on the side where he presses button. Fancy. That file was. You guys, don't be naughty. I don't think there was any rude honeymoon pics. No, there wasn't. We were just talking. We weren't Netflix and chilling because there was no Netflix. We were only chilling. All right, I've got to go. I got to scroll back. You guys are just like getting pretty creative in the comments. I think this is the most comments I've ever had on a live stream. Oh, wow. How far do we have to go back? Keep going. All right, there we are. Have you ever kept shrimp? A bit of bloodworm chat. Oh, Mr. Fish, how are you? Who else have I missed? Bradley, g'day. When are we doing the giveaway? We can do it right now. As soon as I get up to date on the comments. Don't do Blake sound effects stuff. Too hard basket. Yeah, it kind of is. I think I don't really want to. I want to keep my daily vlogs the way they are, not too organized, because I'm not an organized person, if that makes sense. So why make the live streams any more professional than my vlogs? That suspect tapping sound is my dog's paws walking around. G'day, AZ. Caps lock failed. All right, so the giveaway. So we got 29 watching. You have to be in Australia. That is the only thing. So I'm going to write down a number. I could use a random number generator, but that means I have to like share the screen and stuff. All right, so there's a number on this. Wait, that's got my address on it. There's a there's a number on this. It's between 1 and 30. Oh, look at that. We've got 30 people. All right, so pick a number between 1 and 30. Don't pick a number that someone else has already picked. And the closest number that is lower wins. Can I share a link on Facebook? Or share a Facebook link? Yeah. Scott, you said you want to see some content on the Gemini. Help me find a car hoist and you might see it. For anybody who's got me on Facebook, you might have noticed I've been trying to find a hoist for my shed. Basically, my Gemini needs huge changes on the diff, and the suspension arms need to be cut out and re-welded, and I'm not doing it without a hoist. And now I've got the money for a hoist, I can't seem to find one. 0 to 30, not 49. Scott, there's like 3 on Gumtree, but there's only one bottom mount hoist, and they want 1,500, and it's like a dinosaur. And the rest are all top mount and more than I want to spend. I can't get a top mount. It's too tall for my shed. Bradley, what are you doing, mate? You can't pick more than one number. You're disqualified. I probably didn't mention that, but man, you've commented like 20 numbers. So yeah, the person I picked up the stingray off the other day had a huge giraffe catfish. They're pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one, but I've never owned one, and I don't really have a spot for one. So I'm very hesitant when it comes to buying fish that I'm not going to breed, if that makes sense. So yeah, Scott, I can get a Chinese hoist for 2,100, but I'd rather try to find an old molar for like 1,500 than spend 2,100. Like the older, better hoist is going to last longer than the newer Chinese one, apparently. So I got a couple people who I'm talking to, and they're kind of like guiding me on which brands to get and stuff. So it's not that there isn't any available. There is none available that are a good price for what they are. And you know me, I don't buy things unless they're a bargain. I've got Grishaki, real Grishaki, not albinos. All right, so everybody's finished guessing. I've got to go through this because Bradley actually guessed the right number. Are you surprised? But he's disqualified. There's more than one person that's commented more than one number. You're making it hard for me because there's so many numbers. All right, so I'm back at the top of it. So, all right, so 3 people commented the same number. I said you had to pick a number that wasn't already picked. So the first person that picked the number is going to be the winner. But they didn't actually pick the number. They picked one lower. So I said closest to the number. And if no one gets it, the closest below. So 18. So can you, if you don't want to scroll up, Hooked on Fish won it. Oh, wow. I accidentally shared that comment, Scott, but I'll leave it up. I'll leave it up. Shev's won too many. And Ash, you commented twice and you said 17 the second time, so you're also disqualified. That was a little bit of fun, wasn't it? What's next, guys? I don't really know. Fun times. What were we talking about before that? I feel like I interrupted a conversation to do the raffle. Oh, I can stay on the ground. You know when you drop something and then realize it's not important. You won a container of Extreme Aquatics fish food, of course. I should really have a sample here to like show the label, but I don't. Someone write a cool comment so I can show it. Or I'll just find Scotty's comment and remove it. There it is. There it is. Hide that, please. Have you got enough? I don't know if I've got a photo of my old outside room. I can find out, but I'm doing it on my phone because it's quicker. We can have like story time. I've got heaps of photos of like being a vlogger. I've always wanted to do like slideshows with me talking over the slideshow. Oh. This is totally unrelated. Does anybody like AFX track? Because I've got bucket loads of the stuff. Just another little hoarding obsession. Oh no, it went back to the top when I exited the photo. That sucks. Wow, I've had the clip on like so long now. Kind of forget about it. What were we looking for? Oh, the outside fish room. That's like before I even bought my house. Well, we might be close. Yep, there's an under offer sticker on my house. Oh, there's photos of Tropheus. So we're at the house. I never told you what shrimp I had. I got sidetracked. I spent a lot of money on shrimp. Back when like orange-eyed blue tigers were selling for like $120 each. Oh, you can't really see in the photo. I used to have Tropheus Colombo. I want to get them again. It's like the one Tropheus I want to try again. See if I can not let them get bloat. Nah, sorry Scott, I don't have the photo of the outdoor setup. I really want to show you this thing, but this setup. So this was like full MacGyver. I knew next to nothing about fish, and this was like, well, no, actually I tell a lie. I knew a fair bit about fish. This is probably like 1 year into me keeping fish, and I think to this day I wish I still had this set up. It was so cool. It was like 2 of those little like 30-liter octagon tanks. Stay lit up. And it was like just a 30-liter Kmart tank, and you can see in the back corner there's a canister filter, and then I had 3 holes drilled in each of the octagon tanks. They're not octagons, they're hexagons. And then so like the hexagon tanks, I got a Snapchat, had 3 holes with 3 little pipes glued into it, and I just thought it's a pretty cool looking setup. I wish I still had it, and like I took it into work and made like a proper stand and did it like proper display style. I think it would be cool. I should do it again. Should I do it again? We got to find 2 of those hexagon tanks. I've got the middle tank still. I actually still have that tank in that photo. Oh, that tank's got my new fish that I got yesterday in it. Yeah, you guys haven't seen that video yet. That video is tomorrow. I'll tell you now because a bit of a spoiler. I got some Cribonesus yesterday. Are they called Cribonesus or Cribensis? I don't know. John, yeah, it's. I don't know what to say about that comment, John. It's not going to be available soon, but I know more than I'm allowed to say. So don't lock it in just yet. Hopefully no pH notifications. Yeah, so I spent a lot of money on Tropheus. Cribensis. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Anyway, point Tropheus. I spent a lot of money on Tropheus. I lost like 12 colonies. They pretty much all died one after the other. I had Dr. Lowe, the fish vet, out. He couldn't figure out what was wrong with them. I was piling Metro and Furan 2 into the tank. We were covering all bases, and they just kept dying. And I never figured out why. I was using pure spirulina flake. I was paying good money, buying the best on the market, and they all just died. And to this day, I never knew why. And the only thing I can think of is I used to do like 50 to 70% water change. No, not 70. 50% water changes on the tanks, and the only thing I can think of is the temp fluctuation of that. But then, my current fish room, I bought some more Tropheus because I thought it might have been the temp fluctuations. So I thought I'll give it one more go. And I got some Mallory off a friend of mine, Gary. And they all just dropped off the perch one after the other. And it wasn't aggression because I was watching them pretty well. And I never saw them fighting, but they all just died. And everyone says, oh yeah, Tropheus died bloat, but they never ever showed like large bellies. And then I've heard people say Tropheus can have bloat without showing it, but I think that sounds bizarre to me. But anyway, me and Tropheus, we don't get along. When am I first going? Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking is the temp swings. But that doesn't explain why the Mallory died, because my fish room tanks get 2% water change at a time. There's no way there was any temp swings. Remember, WA had a huge die-off that year. Yeah, yeah, but I don't live in the region that. I don't know if you're talking about the same time. There was that time where people were losing fish when they're doing water changes. What the hell? Google Home just started talking to me. I've never even used that thing in the last 3 months. I didn't even know it was plugged in. Now Google, you've messed me up. I was talking. It's gone. Tap water. Yeah, so there was a few people doing water changes with tap water and the fish were just dying. But that was all in the Armidale area, a long way from where I live. There's another thing that I also think. So I believe there's like parasites that African cichlids can carry and survive with, because I've put African cichlids in a basket in a tank with Tropheus, and then bam, all the Tropheus died, and the African cichlids stayed alive in the basket. And then also, I've put African cichlids in a tank with flower horns, divided, and all my fish are in tap water, so water parameters isn't really an issue. They're both on the same food too, but so twice the flower horns have died with Africans in the same system. So I reckon they carry stuff without, but they're so much more robust that it doesn't kill them. So on that subject of like chemicals getting dumped in, I've got 3 charcoal filters on my water coming into the fish room. And then most of you probably know my water actually sits there aging for like, I think it's about 18 hours. And then it goes into the water changes. But so the only problem is my charcoal filters are very old, so they're probably not actually doing anything at the moment. But I need to replace them. If anybody's got the hookups for cheap 10-inch charcoal filters, let me know. I think it's 10-inch. What's going on with Extreme Fish Food? All right, so just keep buying your food from Ryan. Keep asking him. If he has it, he has it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But there's news about it, but it's not my news to give out. But it's. I think you'll find out the news before it runs out, before the Australian supply runs out, if that makes sense. And if he's watching and he wants to comment, he can comment. Yeah, Jesse, I'd fully believe that. I really, really think like species can carry disease. Like, look at an example of like biosecurity. So they say they don't want shrimp to come into the country because they can carry parasites that if they get into our waterways will actually kill our local species. That's exactly what we're doing in the fish tank. We're bringing in fish from outside, and then that fish might be carrying that parasite that affects that tank that are in the fish that are in the tank. It's exactly the same thing, just on a minute scale. So I don't think it's a theory. I think it's the truth. GRB, are you adding much salt or anything to it? Or do you just change with straight rainwater? Because that would be some pretty soft water. I just got an email. I don't want that. Go away. Import. I'm guessing that international imports and exports, the price has gone through the roof, like local shipping. If Extreme does run out in Australia, I won't say it now, but at the time, if it was to happen, I'll do a video about it and I'll talk about what the alternatives are and what I choose to use instead, if that makes sense. And also, obviously, if it does happen, Korean Pet Central won't be stocking it anymore, which means they will also have to choose a different stock to bring into the shop. So, and like I would probably have a say in that, or at least they would value my opinion. So yeah, don't stress about it too much. yeah, I got the COVID surcharges. I sent a small box that's 4 kilos, and it cost me from Perth to Melbourne, and it cost me $190. The same size box 12 months ago was costing me $90. Wow, JRB, a piece of limestone is enough. I honestly didn't think it would be enough to keep it stable. Scotty, speaking of white crane, I need to use some in my fish room. I really do. I bought some. Oh, actually, I didn't buy them. I got given them. If you guys are OGs and you remember way back, I took some cichlid eggs 4-wheel driving in my car. Those cichlid eggs have grown up. I'll show you a photo. I wasn't going to post this online, but you guys are the live stream OGs. And so this is, Scott, you'll get upset at this one, I think. This is one of the males from those eggs. So that's meant to be a Lawanda peacock. Now, I saw the male from the parents, and also Jason from Perth Cichlids. He actually brought the parents, and he had the parents before or something. Anyway, he knows the parents they came from, but I'm kind of thinking he's mixed up his females or something, because that's not a pure Lawanda. There's no color on the top of the fin. I don't really need to Google it and show you. Most of you probably know what a Lawanda looks like. But I will anyway. I'll try to find one that's not too... So the parents... I'm trying to find one that looks as close to what the dad looked like. I remember it quite vividly in my mind. I'm going to go with this one here. But maybe not quite as dark top fin, a little bit more on the yellow side. So that's what I was meant to be getting. And that's what I got. Anyway, so my point behind the story, I've taken that male out. There's another male in there that looks like it has a slight amount of yellow on the top fin, but it's the subdominant male. So I don't know whether to cull the whole lot, but Jason from Perth Cichlids made a good point. Get the old white crane out. Yes, I do have a tub of it. And I'm going to white crane the females and that male that looks like it has a little bit of orange, and I'm going to see how they all color up, and if that's going to make my decision on whether I breed them. If they have slight orange through them, I might selective breed them and see what the second generation has. But at this stage, I'm like 77% sure they're a hybrid. So even if I do breed a second generation and they do have more orange, that's still a line bred hybrid. It's not the true fish. And yeah, Scotty, breed them as mixed peacocks. I'm not really keen on that. Even though I do breed flower horns, I feel pretty strongly about African hybrids. I hate them. I really do. Which I cop a lot of flack for that because I'm sitting on top of the fence, but also I'm on the other side of the fence, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think that's why you guys notice, you might not have seen, but on Facebook, I try to like explain how many generations have been bred to breed the flower horns. And I do that to try and stop people breeding like F1 hybrid stuff. But sometimes you might jump right with that fence. Imagine if I could get in a time capsule and go back like 4 years and go and tell myself that I would be breeding flower horns. I would literally punch myself in the face. Anyway, like Scotty, Jesse, I can't think of who else is watching at the moment, but like, there's a few of you who will fully understand. Like, I used to actually, so there's a page called Hybrid Lovers Worldwide, and a friend of mine, Julian, runs it, and he was like, "Oh, you're in the blocked list for some reason." And it's actually, and I was like, "Oh, that's actually a funny story." So I saw the page somewhere. I went on the page, I joined it just to slander on the people on the page, and then got blocked. And then all of a sudden now I'm unblocked and back on the page. You got to laugh at it. I think it's so challenging, and I'm attracted to the challenge. So Ceriflora for Africans, a lot of people have always said to me it's good food. I've never fed flake. Some of you might find that strange. It just looks so empty to me. I've always fed pellets, like always. The only exception to that is when I've like won like free food at like the PCS auctions. Oh, actually, I'm lying. Huge lies. I fed solely flake for a few years because I had trophies. They only were on flake. Yeah. So Scotty knows me before YouTube. I was a huge troll on Facebook, and I actually toned down my trolling hardcore because I didn't want that image of myself when I'm trying to be a YouTuber. So, and also I think just maybe getting a bit older and wiser. I still have a sneaky troll here and there, but if anybody saw the post today on Facebook, I was trolling today. So I used to actually just troll for fun. Like I would go on Facebook groups and look for posts to troll. Not my proudest moments. Extreme community flake. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe it's my time to branch out into the flake. I think, so my best troll, I'll find it for you. While we're on the Kodak moment, I'm pretty sure I should be able to find this photo pretty easy. I shouldn't say that because then I won't find it. Scott will remember my best troll. Oh, the screenshots today. Yeah. Somebody told me not to handle my fish today because it removes the slime coat. Yep, exactly what I said, guys. I told you this photo would be super easy to find. Now I can't find it. It's gone. Do you guys want to see my old fish room? This was the trophiest room. Except for the 2-foot tanks at the end weren't trophiest. But are we going the right way? Yeah. All right. So there was Bemba at the top there. The middle tank was Canary Cheeks. So then there's like 6 2.5-foot tanks there, and then the ones on the right hand side are actually 3 foot by 4 foot by only 10 inches tall. Oh, there's one of my old. Is it Lulupi? Anyway, I'm trying to find you my biggest troll. I think in the live streams you can pick more than my vlogs how sidetracked I get. So basically how sidetracked I'm getting in this live stream is a representation of how sidetracked I get in my life. I jinxed it, guys. I told you it was going to be the easiest photo that I can find. And now it's turning into the exact opposite to that. So there's a couple of slideshows I need to do. I want to do a slideshow for my old fish room, pretty much the photos I just showed you, and maybe some like fish photos. And then I want to do a slideshow of building my fish room. And then I want to do the slideshow, rude finger, sorry guys, of building my koi pond. I could do a slideshow of building my retic system. Damn it. I can't find the photo, guys. I'm upset now. I didn't post it on my private Facebook profile. This is a fun live stream, just me staring at my phone while you guys wait for me to find a photo. It's good, but I promise it's good. It literally got like hundreds of comments. It was like basically me. Oh, I found it. This was me giving up on trolling. This is like my last good troll. So I posted this photo, and you'll see there's no legs on the tanks. And I wrote the caption on it, floating fish tanks or something like that. I can't remember exactly what I wrote. I wrote like, and then like in the comments I convinced people that I was sure that it was going to hold with no legs. Now the only reason there was no legs on the front is because the tanks were too big to get in with the legs on. I had to put the tanks in, then put the legs in front of the tanks. Everybody who knows me knew exactly what was happening, but the rest of the internet thought I was mad. And like, I've never had a photo get that many comments. And like, there was just huge arguments. But then there was like people in the comments saying that it would work if I had like the right counterbalance and stuff. And it was hilarious. Like, those tanks are 1,500 kilos. I don't care how much counterbalance you have. They're timber racks. There's no way that counterbalance would work. Yeah, it was so funny. And I'm pretty sure that day I said to Scott, I was like, that's it. I'm done trolling. That's my career highlight. Oh. Anyway, guys, I got to go bake a loaf of bread. And I don't think you guys want to see that. Oh, Glass Fish Tanks, how are you? Cody, welcome. I feel sad if I leave when there's people arriving. I reckon this has been my best live stream so far. What do you reckon, guys? In the comments. Blake, you've been at every one, I think. Is this the best one so far? Oh, is Aquamate in town? I missed it. Sorry if I haven't said hi to you in the comments. I got a bit sidetracked by photos then. Oh, here we go. Aquamate saying I'm not reading the chat. Oh, Aquamate, thanks for saying to hit the like button. Wow, I really have missed. Any tips on how to grow your YouTube channel? Go to Blake's channel, comments on his video saying, how do I grow my YouTube channel, and see what he replies. All right, there we are. Aquamate, movie is over. How are you, mate? I hope you're good. Sorry I just missed you for like the last 15 minutes, dribbling about a floating rack. If somebody wants to jump up, they can. I can stay on. I don't care if I don't eat dinner till midnight. Ange might get a bit upset, but that's all right. I don't think she will. She's very crazy. Do you know? So I kind of want to do a video with her, but she won't. She doesn't like the camera, but I'm gonna do it eventually. Everybody says to me, like literally everybody who walks through that door goes, how does your missus let you have this many tanks? And I kind of want to do like a Q&A with her explaining what worked and what didn't work. Because there was times that we had arguments about fish tanks, and it hasn't been for the last few years. And that's because we worked out a way that we didn't argue about it, basically. We just, I'd say, compromised. The compromise was kind of leaning my way, but I don't know. If you got a partner that says you can't have any tanks, then that's not really good. Get a new one. I would ask. It's a hot topic at the moment. So everyone's like, when are you having a baby? You just got married. No. That's not on our minds at the moment. We want to finish our house. When pretty much from the day we got engaged, our house renovations got put on hold. So we're keen to get it finished. I've seen like a couple of videos of like car vloggers, and they've actually sat down with their partner and explained to them how much they've spent on car parts. But I don't know if I'm keen. I don't know if I'm brave enough to make that video. Oh, Aquafunk. Forgiveness is easier than permission, isn't it? See, my tanks are in the shed, so I can almost get them through with her home. But I've actually learned over the years. I have hidden tanks. I've hidden bringing fish in, and many years ago, because like I would say probably like 3 or 4 years ago, I realized that it's not worth it, and now I just tell the truth. And I think she's actually learnt not to ask how much the fish costs because she doesn't ask anymore. She did for a while there, and I told her, and then she stopped asking. Oh, 7 o'clock. We've been going for an hour and a half, guys. Yeah, fair enough, Blake. So that's a trade-off. So what happened with us is Ange wanted all the tanks out of the house, so I got them all out, and then I sold my 8-foot. Some of you might remember that. And we had no tanks in the house at all. And then it was actually her decision to have the tank that's behind me right now. Scott, we're not talking about the electric blue Jack Dempsey. We've got electric blue neon Cara, same fish, but they don't die. Yeah, so it was her decision to have this tank inside. It was going to be her tank. I kind of overtook it, and it's our tank. But she got a tank inside. She wanted a community planted tank. It's community of discus. I think she likes the discus. Do you like the discus? Yeah, she likes the discus, but I think if she could have the choice, she would chuck some angelfish and maybe some rainbows in there. Oh, mate. Neon blue cars are cool. They're constantly cruising around. Looks like no one's going to jump up. I think I'm going to jump off, guys. I'm going to go bake a loaf of carb-free bread. I don't know what it's going to taste like. I'm scared. But, and it's bloody expensive. Has anybody tried to buy almond flour? It is like literally worth more than the weight of gold. If you've got the hookups for almond flour, hit me up. Wouldn't Ange rather snakes? Well, technically they are hers because they're on her license. I don't know. She doesn't really handle the snakes that often, so I think maybe she gets more enjoyment out of the fish tank. But whether she would say that, I don't know. I've kind of scarred her with fish tanks. Corgi. She wants a corgi. All right, so one of the my dog's a one-dog dog. One of the YouTubers I watch has a corgi. And I was watching YouTube one day. See if anybody in the comments can guess who I'm talking about. I doubt any of you will. But anyway, there's a corgi that's in one of the YouTube channels I watched. And I was like, how cute's this corgi? Looks like Jack, but with long hair. Next minute, I'm getting constant photos of corgis. Angie's like looking at corgis on Gumtree. $6,000? No, thank you. So I wish I never mentioned that corgi looked cute. Can't stand my snakes. There's nothing wrong with the snakes. Oh, do you want me to quickly show you something? Speaking of reptiles, check out this guy, blue tongue lizard. So my dog actually punctured his head. My dog hates these things, and my backyard seems to be the hot spot for them because we literally find like 10 plus every summer in my backyard, and unfortunately he at least kills 1 or 2 a year. And we found babies in our backyard. But anyway, I'm just going to keep him inside overnight. I've given him some food and some water, and I'm going to release him tomorrow. But I just want to see I just want to make sure it's going to heal up a little bit. Well, not heal up, but I want him to have some energy to go back out in the wild. Actually, yeah, it's a bobtail. It's not a blue-tongue lizard. You're dead right. You're dead right. I think, yeah, blue-tongue lizards got like the softer look to it, not so bristly. Yeah, acclimate, it's alive. I saw him munching on a bit of lettuce before. Not so collie. But I hope I'm saving it. I think it's going to be like touch and go 12 hours, but if it's alive tomorrow morning, and just saying take it to the like volunteer reptile place, but I don't know. Might do. I just want to see how it is in the morning. If it's still pretty responsive now. If it arcs up at me tomorrow morning and throws its jaw open, I'll let it go. If it doesn't, I'll take it to the native arc place. Oh, they love fruit. I've got some blueberries in the fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, the kids have one at childcare. Nah, Sai is about 45 minutes to an hour drive from me. But yeah, he was the first person I thought about taking it to. But Jesus, I'd rather like try and. The native arc is only like less than 5-minute drive from my house, so if they release it, at least it would be released locally to where it grew up, sort of thing, maybe. But yeah, so like about 4 years ago, there was like these tiny little babies in my backyard. They were super cute. They were like they had like bred in a tarp that was out the back of my house, and unfortunately, my dog grabbed one of the parents, and that's when we found the babies. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I've said it like 3 times, and I promise this time is the time. Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks everyone for commenting. That is the most comments I've ever seen in one of my live streams, like times 20. Like, you've definitely sold me on the Friday night thing. Let's lock it in, Eddie. Whatever time this stream was in your place, that's what time we're going to be streaming, and it'll stay that time until the end of the season when daylight savings all changes around, and then we'll work it out then. But for now, 5:30 Western Standard Time in Australia, which is 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, every Friday. Lock that in, Eddie. Give it a like on your way out if you haven't already. If you want to subscribe and you're not, little button's down there. Peace out.